Let's see how this is done. Oh my God, we are officially live. Hi, guys, and welcome. Oh, wait, my screen is like funny. Okay, because I'm looking at myself and I'm saying, all right, I'm not like the full screen. See, this is why we start learning how to stream. This is why it's the first whatnot. Because why is it not a full screen? I don't get it. See, this is why it was a test run. Maybe it's something to do with... No. I don't know why this thing is not full screen. It says Skelter window though. So okay, maybe I fixed it. See, this is why we have to practice before we start doing all of the watch-alongs. Not me doing this in real time. No, it's still doing. Maybe we're just gonna have to do it like this. I think so, because I don't know how. We'll see why it's good to do up test runs, because now I can find out how to redo that. But yeah, hi everybody. Welcome to the first ever stream of She Knows Ball, right? We're going to sort out the dimensions. I don't know how it's looking on your phone, YouTube, but on my PlayStation, it's looking bare weird. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, this is the first ever stream. It is Mrs. She Knows Ball, aka Kai Amara, aka Arsenal's Princess, aka the FPL Queen. Get to know. How are we all doing? Are we all feeling good for FPL this week before the deadline? To be fair, I found doing my team okay this year. Usually I feel like I'm always stressing out about which players I'm going to pick. But for some reason, I'm actually not like too bad. Oh, I found how to do it. Maximize. I done it. Okay, so yeah, now we in this bitch. Okay, now I need to go back to something else quickly and fix the thingy-majiggy. Let me go back to how I was before. So we're looking all professional. But yeah, I actually, yeah, that looks good. Does that look good, people? Clack it. Yeah, I was actually like okay with doing my team this FPL window, like the first game. Usually I'm like rushing. I don't know which play to get, but I feel like I'm very like set on which players it is that I want. So we're going to get into it. We're just warming up. I was literally telling someone, I was like, don't jump on my stream because it's my first ever stream and I'm going to literally have one person in the stream and it's going to be very, very awkward. I'm like, don't watch that shit. Like, you got to wait. But everyone actually genuinely starts somewhere. I remember when I didn't have a lot of followers on Instagram and now look. So I hope everyone can hear me okay. And the sound is good. There's no echoes and whatnot. As I said, this is my first stream, so feedback is welcome. So, oh yeah. And by the way, I am not the type of girl that is going to be putting on makeup for a stream and doing my hair and all of this and all of that. So if it looks like I just woke up because I'm doing a watch along, that's the kickoff is at 12:30. and it looks like I just woke up, it's probably because I did. Like, I'm not going to be doing my makeup and stuff. I'm not that kind of girl. Like, I don't have the patience for it. I don't have the time for it. It is minimal effort FC. Okay? So that's just a disclaimer. And of course, now I'm not sponsored. Shade, that is shade, because they should be sponsoring me. But right now, of course, if you've been following me, you already know that we gotta chill and we're gonna drink our wine, right? So today, this is my little craving right now, and it is Casillero del Diablo. Now, y'all know this is one of my favorite wines, and I'm only gonna preview this once, okay, at Casillero Diablo, because y'all not sponsoring me. So I can't just be giving you lot free promo like that. But this is what we are pouring up today. Comment with what you are drinking, and don't tell me you ain't got a drink, because that's boring as do you know what I mean? That is boring. So we don't want to do that. So everybody pour it up, because it's about to be a really, really good season. I don't know about you, but I feel like FPL last season I feel like after a few game weeks, everybody kind of just gave up. It was a very weird week. Like, before, it was like you kind of know that Haaland, Salah, they were all scoring, but they were just missing. So it was like you really had to rely on less popular players in order to do well. And so I feel like last season is when you really, really knew whether you knew ball or not when it came to FPL, because it was the underdogs that were outperforming, and not the usual, glamorous stars, or the what do you call them again? I need to get back in my FPL game. Premium players, like Haaland and all that and whatnot. So yeah. So welcome everyone. We gotta pour it up for the current champions of England, Arsenal Football Club. Y'all know what the going on. I wish I could play music on the stream, but I'll get copyrighted, because I feel like we need to like vibe small. So let's get into the draft team soon. Well, we're going to take a look at my draft team. If you're following me on Instagram, then you know that I've kind of got two options that I'm kind of like weaving in and out of. Like, I'm not really too sure who it is that I want to kind of pick. But I think as the day has gone by, I've kind of had like a little bit of an idea. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the new Premier League season and everything, and all the drama that comes with it, all the wine that I'm going to be sipping and everything. So tomorrow we're going to be doing a live watch along for the Arsenal versus Coventry game to kick off, the new Premier League season as reigning Premier League champions. Of course, we're going to go through the lineups and stuff like that. Any press conferences, tweets, just a bunch of fun stuff when a match is kicking off. The only thing that's annoying about a watch along is I can't listen with sound, because obviously I'll get copyrighted, and that's the only thing. And I love watching football like with full volume. It just adds to the atmosphere and experience. But I love y'all, and I'm obviously trying to grow on YouTube, so I'm down for the cause, down for that. So yeah, let us get into it. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and all the things that YouTubers genuinely always say. Hype the video is the new one. I don't know what it is with this YouTube hyping. Maybe it pushes it into the algorithm. Who actually knows? But make sure you subscribe so that I can afford to buy some more wine. Because if I can't afford to buy wine, then there's no more content. So make sure you support the Bomber Clat ting. Leave some comments as well, because that's what I'm going to be going through. I'm going to be going through comments, answering whatever it is that you want and whatnot. And so, yeah. All right, let's get into the fantasy team. The fantasy team. Right. We're going to bring it up on screen. So obviously this is my first stream, so I'm learning how to like control the screen and move different elements and whatnot. So you got to bear with me. So let's get up my draft team at the moment. So can y'all see that? I think I've got to add it to the stage. Yes, I do. Yeah, this is cutesy. I like this. It's not too shabby, is it? Not too bloody shabby. All right, let's get into the team. Right, so of course, we're going to start. Oh, yeah. Oh, how can I forget? So, of course, I actually started an FPL league. If you've been following me on social media, whether that's Twitter, TikTok, or Instagram, I've created an FPL league called FPL Wine and Chill. Comment below if you want the code. I literally tweeted about it on Twitter. Let me even show you. I tweeted about this on Twitter, and when I tell you, I got like 6,000 views on that tweet, which is not a lot, but it's even 8,000. And I've got so many people asking for the code. Like my notifications, even my DMs right now are blowing up. So this is really a hot league right now. Like you want to be in my FPL league, and it's called FPL Wine and Chill because we're doing up FPL, where of course sipping wine and we're chilling, like a little bit like Netflix and chill. We're not doing too much, we're keeping it cute and we're keeping it sexy, right? And I can't lie, those that have joined my league, big up to you lot. I think there's probably maybe like, I don't know how many people right now that are in my league, but some of you lot's names are honestly the funniest. Like, let me show you. Like, this is my favorite one so far. This is all the people that have joined my league so far. Oh, there's even a next. I don't even know how many people. Okay, so maybe like 40 people, I will say that is. But you guys are so creative with your name. This one is taking it. There's one that I saw and I even shouted him out. Where was it? It was after review number 19. Like, you ate with that. You ate with that. And then there's this one as well. Take my breath away. You ate with that as well. And then, oh yeah, here it is. After review number 19. That is such a cool FPL name. I wish I thought of that. They're sponsored by ChatGPT. What are you saying? You running all of your FPL selections and picks every week into AI and saying, who should I transfer in? Don't do that. Don't do that. We've got the sound of Zollies. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the Zollies. Shout out to you. Who's got JP Morgan now? Why would you do that? Someone's got easy come, easy go. Love that one. There was one more. Oh yeah, me, you, and die. You ate with that. You ate with that. I'm not gonna lie. So if you want to join my league, then drop a comment below and get involved. So back to my fantasy team. So let's start with my draft team at the moment. So let's look at the attack. I feel like I had to get Haaland. I know this is a bit of a hot take, specifically, well, not hot take, but specifically just because it's like, we don't really know how City are going to perform in this upcoming season. It is, and by the way, I'm going to do my predictions as well, as in who I think is going to finish first, who I think is going to get top 4, top 6 and whatnot. But I think I would save that until tomorrow. So when the Premier League season actually kicks off. But if you follow me on Instagram, I do short form content as well, where you can keep up to date there too. But with Haaland, right, and City, it's like, we just don't know how it's going to go. Because obviously, City played Arsenal in the Community Shield, and City just did not look like themselves. They literally looked like a skeleton of themselves. I feel like Enzo Maresca is going to have a very, very tough job on his hands. But at the same time, it's like, can you really have Fantasy Premier League and not have Haaland in your team? I think towards there was a specific point in the season last year where you could definitely go without having Haaland in your team. But it's like, as you're starting, you don't really know how to play it. Now, Bournemouth is typically a difficult game. As you know, Bournemouth is where City dropped points last season, and that's the time that that fixture is when Arsenal won the league. But obviously, City were away at Bournemouth. But still, Bournemouth are a tricky side. The only thing is that they're now without Iraola, and so that means it's like, are they going to be the same Bournemouth? So it's like there's just loads of questions. It's like it's very, very hard to guess this season until we get to see like a few fixtures pass by and stuff like that. But it's like I just can't see myself not having Haaland in my team. So it's like, and he is pricey, I know. So when it's like you don't need him, it's like a dream come true because like I can splash all of this cash elsewhere. Because 15.5 million out of 100 million budget is insane. Now, if you're new to FPL, yeah, that's basically the vibe on that. You have 100 million budget to spend and build your squad. And so you want to be spending that wisely. And as you can see, 15.5 million on just one player is a lot. But with Haaland, it's like you don't want to be doing red arrows at the start of the season or falling behind. So Bournemouth may be a tricky game, but it's like, let's keep him for a few fixtures. Like, game week 1, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace away, and then Coventry. To be fair, I know some people are not going to have him for the first 2 game weeks and then probably going to transfer him in for game week 3. And I can't say I don't blame you. So, yeah. Then, of course, I've had to select João Pedro. And I think a lot of FPL players are selecting him as well. And I can't say I don't blame you. I can't say I blame you. Price 7.5 million, not bad at all. We already know that João Pedro is a good goal scorer. And I feel like he's going to get a lot of goals this season under Xavi Alonso. I always say Yavi. I say 3 different things sometimes. Under Alonso, right? They're playing 1 game a week. He's going to have a lot of energy, and I just feel as though Morgan Rogers being added to the team as well is going to really, really help. And yeah, I see him scoring a lot of goals. And so Fulham away, yep, their first fixture. Then they've got Brighton. So I'm really, keen on having him for the first 2 fixtures. Obviously, we don't really know Enzo Fernandez's situation at Chelsea. A lot of people are saying that he probably is going to be going to Manchester City. And of course, that can really change the way, João Pedro is going to be fed. But at the moment, I think I can't have a fantasy football team without him there. And so, yeah, for 7.5 million, I think that's a steal. I think, FPL did 8 with that one. I was probably thinking he'll probably be about 8.5 million, maybe even 9 million. So the fact that he's 7.5 million is not too bad. So then I've also gone for Brobbey because obviously you need like one little cheap striker. He's not that cheap. 6 million is still quite a lot. But it's like, I feel as though you have to have Sunderland assets in your team right now. Their fixtures, their first 3 fixtures are just looking real good, real juicy. Ipswich away, Fulham at home, and then Brentford away. Brentford away could be a bit of a tricky one. To be fair, I was looking at the stats. I think, was it Ipswich away? No, between Sunderland and Ipswich. And I think Ipswich put the pause on them in their like historical matches. Let's take a look and let's take a dive, right? Because that's one thing I like doing. When I play FPL, I base it on stats. I do my research and I base it on probability, who's likely to score and whatnot. So even let's take a look at the first 3 our front 3, Haaland, João Pedro, and Brian Brobbey. Let's see if they've scored before in their respective matches. So one thing, when I do my fantasy football, I always got to look at the fixtures because you have to be playing to the fixture. You don't just get a player because, you think you like them. No, it doesn't really work that way. So let's see what the, stats are saying for Man City versus Bournemouth. So I always go here. I really love this Premier League, like at the website. It's like football in a little hub. I love it. It's got stats. It's got who scored who and everything. Like, look at this. Previous meetings. Okay, so look, City have won 16 out of 18. That is crazy. Wait, so the one time that they won, Bournemouth won, was when Arsenal won the league. Oh, the cherries. Oh, the cherries. Nah, y'all really ate with that. Y'all ate with that. What day was that? Oh no, they ended up drawing. Yeah, it was a draw. Was it a draw? Why do I feel like that game was like 3? I can't remember. I just remember winning the league. Kidding. So I just remember winning the league, chow. So let's see who be scoring in these fixtures. So why is it not telling me all of a sudden? I hate it when it does that. Oh wait, here I'm on the wrong thing. Okay. Stats. Okay, here it is. There it is. Krupi scored and Haaland. It's really, really sad to see that Krupi was actually injured, because I feel like he would probably slot into my fantasy team, or he'll be like on my ones to watch for, you know, the upcoming game weeks, but he's injured. So look, Haaland has scored against them. It's like a no-brainer. And that's one reason why I just love going on these stats, because it's like, oh, he scored against them before. Let's look at this one. 3-1. What date was this? Sunday, 2nd of November at the Etihad. Okay, Haaland scored twice in this one. So it's like, it's undeniable. Haaland scores against Bournemouth. He does. Let's even take another look at, another 3-1 fixture. This time it was Tuesday, 20th of May, 2025. Let's see who were the goal scorers for that. Okay, this time not Haaland. It was Marmoush, Silva, Gonzalez. But I'm not going to lie, I am going with Haaland for that. That's the moral of the story. The point of the story is that Haaland is likely to score. And so I'm going to be sticking with him. And then let's take a look at Ipswich and Sunderland, because I think this is one thing that I saw where I was like, the stats ain't looking too favorably for Sunderland, but you can't always look at stats. Sometimes you have to just go on, come on, how are they performing? Did they impress you? Do you like people in their team and whatnot? So they've played each other. Okay, so last time they played, Ipswich put the Pals on them. But this was, as you can see, it was all the way in 2001. Like, so we're not even going to base it on that. So, yeah. And then let's take a look at João Pedro. Ooh, one game a week Chelsea on a Monday. Bomba. So it's a sticky one. This one's a sticky one. Look how many. So Chelsea typically win, but I feel like Chelsea and Fulham is usually a bit of a scrap. It's not always a straightforward game as you particularly see. So they actually did lose their last interaction. Who scored? So Jimenez, Delap. Let's take a look at this one. So this one, João Pedro scored in 2-0. When did they play this? Saturday, 30th of August. Oh, so it was the beginning of the Premier League season last year. And so to me, that's enough. I'll be like, yeah, João Pedro is going in the squad. So yeah, let's get back to it. So those are the types of players that I was going for. If you are looking for some other players, I do think that there are other strikers that you could potentially go for. I would say that Mateta is one. I feel like he's definitely a differential and one to watch. How do I get him up? Do you know what? Why don't we... Everton and Crystal Palace is actually a very like scrappy fixture, you ask me. What was it? And it's a 3 p.m. game. Oh God. Let's look at the stats, because I was also going to say Ndiaye is also a one to watch, but I think he's a midfielder on FPL this season. So yeah, so last time they played each other 2-1, it's always a very close game with Palace. Like, it's always a scrap. So last time they played 2-2. Who scored in those ones? Of course, we'll have a look. So we've got Sam, Mateta. I'm telling you, Mateta is a good shout for this fixture. So I wouldn't be mad at that at all. So that is definitely a differential if you are looking for someone that maybe a lot of people might not actually have. So let's get back to the team. So if you've been following me on Instagram and whatnot, then you would know that Bruno Fernandes is where I have actually been debating. So I actually previously had Gabriel in my defense because I just love having Gabriel in my fantasy team. You know, he's an Arsenal player. He scores, so he generates attacking returns, good defensive contributions as well. And of course, Arsenal usually keep clean sheets. Yeah, let's take a sip because I'm tired of talking. Everybody take a sip, child. Remember, this is FPL Wine and Chill. We don't do the serious. But anyways, cool. So where was I? Yeah. But the thing with Gabriel is that FPL have been cheeky and they've now decided to make the guy 8 million starting price. Talk about premium defender, right? So it's like I couldn't afford Bruno Fernandes. If I had Gabriel in the team, I would have to have either, you know, subsidized some costs somewhere, whether that's Haaland, yeah, Pedro. And I was just like, I couldn't decide, right? But it was like, so how I did it was I'm actually still choosing between Bruno Fernandes and Mbuemo because I'm not really sure who it is that I want to go for. Usually, if we're going to come off the back end of the season, I would definitely be saying Bruno Fernandes, of course, because he broke the assist record. And Mbuemo didn't really have a great season for United last year. But then Bruno went to the World Cup and we don't know where the guy's gone. Preseason, we don't know where the guy's gone. I believe in preseason, Mbuemo was at least scoring. So he contributed in an attacking sense. But Bruno, so it's like, Bruno, am I really going to spend 12 million on you? And I don't know where it is that you have actually been in the last few months. But you just can't help but think, look at these bad boy fixtures. Hull away, Ipswich at home, Everton away, which is steep. But it's like, okay, if he, you know, picks up a couple of assists or goals in the first 2 game weeks, you know, confidence and stuff might be high. And so it's like, I am so tempted to just have him in my team and captain him. But of course, Mbuemo is definitely on my ones to watch. Or I don't know which one I'm gonna decide. I'm gonna decide between him and Fernandes. I just can't decide right now. But I just feel like you need Man United players in your fantasy team right now. And let me show you why. So again, we're going to look at the stats and we're going to just, if I can remember where it is. It's like you just, where is it? I think I dashed it away. Oh yeah, it's here. Like, so let's look at the stats between Hull and Man United, right? So typically, clean sheets. That's why. So we're going to even come back to that topic when we speak about defenders and stuff like that. And typically, Man United have won. Look, we can see 3-0, 3-1. Yes, this was ages ago, but, you know, I feel like, you know, it's a good indication that Man United are going to be, you know, performing well in this game and are expected to at that. Can you imagine United opening game of the season and they just don't win? We're going to have Gary Neville doing a 1 hour segment on the ownership of Man United, if that even dares to even happen. So I just feel like you need Man United assets right now, whether that's Bruno Fernandes, Mbuemo. I'm actually a massive fan of Cunha as well. It's just that with Rashford coming back and stuff, I just don't know whether he's going to start, if that makes sense. So I feel like with Cunha, I'm not really going to rush and get him yet, even though I would love to. But I think maybe let me see what Carrick is doing in terms of the lineup. I don't think Cunha featured too much in preseason, and so it's like I need to just see what Carrick's going to do in terms of lineup before committing, because Cunha's probably going to be around 8 million, right? Before committing 8 million to Cunha. But yeah, Man United assets is the way to go. Now, in terms of Man United assets, right? I was actually dying to get Dorgu in my defense. Come on So I've come on FPL now to set up my team. Please tell me why Dorgu is a midfielder on FPL now. Who signed off that decision? Who signed that off? Like, you need to be sectioned, because why is Dorgu suddenly a midfielder? Because he generates. I think I saw somewhere it's like because he generates, like, because of his like attacking capabilities. Well, duh, that's why defenders get more points when they score, because they're not supposed to really provide assistance when it comes to attack. It's out of their job spec. That's what makes it so good. That's why I make it having defenders that contribute in an attacking sense, whether that's an assist or scoring, bangs in FPL. That's the whole point. So, anyways, I'm not sure why Dorgu is a midfielder in FPL. If you want him, I wouldn't say it's a bad shout, but it would have been better if he was a defender, just because it's like at least you could get the clean sheet points. And then if he was to generate an attacking return, which is not always that often, it would help you in terms of green arrows for your fantasy. But if you now got him as a midfielder, it's like you're now banking on Dorgu to absolutely perform every game and generate attacking returns, which is not really, I don't think he's really that kind of player yet. Don't get me wrong, I really do respect him as a player. I think he's good for United. I really rate his like work rate and everything. And of course, I think he scored against Arsenal, didn't he? Last season at the Emirates. That was a cracking goal. But it's just like I can't bank on Dorgu in midfield on FPL like I could bank on a Fernandez or an Mbemo, for instance. But I could be, wrong, and I should have, transferred him in. But I'm just really annoyed that FPL have made him a midfielder. For what reason, I don't know. Anyways, let's take a look at other midfielders, right? And so Arsenal players. So I had to just get Bukayo Saka. I just love having Saka in my fantasy. I don't know if it's the Arsenal bias in me or whatnot, but I just had to get it done. 9.5 million, not too bad. I know sometimes I think he does go in the range of 10.5 million as the season goes. The only thing that's worrying me about Saka right now is the fact that I just don't know whether Arteta's going to start him. Just because, Saka, I don't know what's going on these days. Is he managing an injury? Is he tired? Is he not? So it's like, will Arteta opt to go for Noni Madueke on the right and then bring on Saka? So it's kind of going to be like hot potato. And sometimes you really, really don't want that with FPL, because it's like you want someone that's going to start and get you those points. Midfielders also get clean sheet points as well. And so you want that. So you kind of want him to be guaranteed minutes. So it's like you just don't really know. The other downside of having Saka is you're probably, banking on him for game week 1. As we go to game week 2 and game week 3, the fixtures do get a little bit more spicy. Aston Villa away, then Chelsea at home. And it's just like, we don't know. But then last year, I kid you not, Arsenal actually had the most toughest opening fixtures to the Premier League season. And I remember everyone in fantasy saying, everyone in the FPL community basically saying, they're staying away from Arsenal lot, they're staying away from Arsenal defenders, blah, blah, blah. Arsenal ended up winning like all those difficult matches. I think we had Man United as the first opening fixture. Then I think we then had City and stuff like that. It was crazy. But then Arsenal players actually did really, really well. I remember being one of the only people to have Gabriel in my fantasy at that point, and it was just green arrows galore. So yeah, I want Saka. Then I've obviously opted for Zolis because cheap, 6.5 million. Now, a lot of people, again, are kind of skeptical of Zolis just because it's like they don't really know him. He's new to the league. But I do think Arteta is going to play him on the left-hand side instead of Martinelli. For me personally, what I've seen from Zolis, I really, really like. Like his performance in the Community Shield was chef's kiss, like 2 assists, and I don't think that was his only one. I think in preseason he was racking it up, and so I think we have a lot of it's exciting times. Like we've got a lot to see when it comes to Christos Solis, and I'm really, really excited. This is a gamble, and I would say that this is a differential. Not a lot of people will be going for Zolis just because they don't really know him, not really familiar with his game. But that's why he doesn't even have a bloody FPL picture up. They just done put a shadow. But Yeah. I think that's what makes him a very, very good differential, because not a lot of people are going to be trying to have him at this particular stage. So, yeah, that's why I've gone for him. He's looking a bit drooly, and I think he's got something to prove. And Coventry at home will be a great, great place to, get him off the mark. So then, yeah, I've already spoken about Arsenal's defense, Mascara and whatnot. So there, I've opted in for Mascara, because if you are looking for a cheap Arsenal defender, then yes, 5.5 is a bargain at the moment. He is, I think, definitely guaranteed to start, because Saliba is out, and so he's going to be replacing Saliba in the time being, particularly before Konza. I don't know really when that's going to be announced, so he could be, starting for the first few weeks, and that's a good option for 5.5 million. Some people have gone for Calafiori, but then that's kind of hard to kind of, judge, because, Calafiori and Hincapié get switched out a lot by Arteta. So you don't really know if he's going to play 60 minutes or not, or whether he's even going to start and then come off. And then it's just, you don't really want that for a defender. You want your defenders to be guaranteed starters, guaranteed clean sheet points if it does get to that point. And so, yeah, of course, as I mentioned before, I was going back and forth between Mascara and Gabriel, because I just want, the ideal situation would be to have Gabriel, because I already know that Gabriel does produce attacking returns. Gabriel loves a cheeky header in the box. My guy. Like, come on, Brazilian king. What? No, don't play with my guy Gabriel. But again, Gabriel is 8 million, and it's just like, whoa, that is a very, very steep investment. But I think it's worth it. I definitely think it's worth it. If you've got some financial freedom, and you've got a bit of money to move around and play around with, then definitely opt for Gabriel for sure. Then I have had to, put in James. I really like Reece James as a player. Like, I rate him highly, Fulham away. I don't think Chelsea tend to keep clean sheets against Fulham. So that's my only like, whoa type of moment. Because if we go back and look at all of the stats, I don't think they've had a clean sheet against Fulham in a very long time. I could be wrong though, but from the top of my head, that's just what it is. But with James, okay, yeah, let me share. So they've had 11 draws. That's crazy. So yeah, previous results 2-1, 2-0. So there was a clean sheet beginning of the season last season. 2-1 before that, then 2-1 again, and then 1-0. So it tends to be a very scrappy game. So that's the only reason why I'm a bit skeptical of having Chelsea defenders right now. But at the same time, the only reason why I would specifically opt for Reece James is because even though they might not keep a clean sheet, one thing about Reece James is he is going to, generate an attack and return. He does love a little free kick. He's on the corners sometimes, so he can get a cheeky assist and a goal maybe. And so, as you already know, defenders get extra points for, scoring and whatnot, and providing attacking returns. So I would opt for Reece James. And there's also rumours that Alonso might actually use him in midfield. And so if that's the case, then definitely Reece James is someone that you want to be getting into your fantasy team. It's a shame Cucurella has obviously gone to Real Madrid, because I also like having Cucurella in there too. But Reece James is not a bad shout, and it's nice to see that he can stay fit and, refrain from being injured. So yeah. Okay, back to Man United defenders. Again, already spoke about it. Hull away, Ipswich at home. You just kind of need a United defender there. So I've been going back and forth between him and Maguire. I need to double check who it is that, whether Dallo or whatever his name is likely to start, because as I said before, you want guaranteed starters, and I know Maguire is a guaranteed starter. It's just really annoying that Dorgu is not a defender, because he would have slotted in easy. And so I've had to put in a Sunderland defender again, just because I feel as though, the fixtures are looking very favorably for them at the moment. And yeah, why not? Why actual not? So, if you ask me, defenders, you're going to need Arsenal defenders. I think a Chelsea defender makes reasonable sense, but you need Man United lot. I know Man United cannot be trusted half the time. I mean, the, let's take a sip to that. Man United cannot be trusted half of the time. What's it saying? Your browser has lost connection to your screen share. Okay, I don't think I needed that. Anyways. Oh, you got some comments. Hi, guys. I didn't even see all of this. I've just been chatting up. Big up, Kaya. Hi. Big you up too. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've just been talking, yapping away with the wine in my hair. I don't forgot to say hi to y'all. To be fair, I didn't even think I had comments because I was on another screen, so I didn't even see it. So big up Thomasin. Hopefully I've said it right. Love you down. Hi, Antics. Hello. Love to see y'all. What are you lot saying? Are you lot still in the building? Because that was like half an hour ago and I did not see that at all. You said Bournemouth will still be the same. Man City will still beat them. Do you think so? Yeah. So will you be capping Haaland or will you be going for somewhere else? Who's in your team that you think deserves the captain armband? But yeah, I think Man City will still beat them. I don't see them losing their first game of the season. It will be meltdown. Like it will be press galore. The media are gonna be like wolves on Maresca's neck if they even think about losing Bournemouth. But I find it funny that City's opening fixture of the season is Bournemouth when they lost the league at Bournemouth. Like that is crazy. That's ultimate mind games here. So yeah, Pedro is quality far better than Gyökeres. You hate Gyökeres. You are on Gyökeres's ass. Yeah, I wouldn't put Gyökeres in my team. I did that last season, and that's because I was holding on to like hope, and that came to bite me in the ass because Gyökeres. But don't get me wrong, I have a lot of love for Gyökeres. Hopefully I can't say he bagged last season in it. So this season, I feel as though I'm hoping he just ups it a notch. Like he needs to do a bit more, look a bit more aesthetically pleasing as well, and just get the ball rolling pretty much. But yeah, no, Yao Pedro is definitely better than Gyökeres. I think with Chelsea having one game a week, I think that Yao Pedro will get more goals than Gyökeres. I think him and Haaland will probably compete for, the highest goal scores in the league this season. So yeah. You think, oh yeah, you've written Enzo is gone. What you think Enzo's gonna leave Chelsea? I think he actually probably will leave Chelsea as well because he was getting booed during one of those preseason games, and I think I saw somewhere like after the World Cup where he was trying to say that Chelsea fans were abusing him after the World Cup, and I was thinking, oh, shut up, mate. Talking about abusing, you are the epitome of abusing people. Wasn't he doing those monkey chants on the bus or something like that when Argentina first won the World Cup? I am so here for Enzo Fernandez tears, y'all. Like for real, for real. Enzo Fernandez is another one that I'd actually put into my fantasy team. But the only thing is I just don't really know what's going on with him and Chelsea at the moment. Like, is he starting? Is he not? Like, it's too hard to call. I think over the weekend you probably have more of an idea. Or has someone said something in a press conference or something as to Enzo Fernandez? But yeah, but I wish him all the misery. No shade. Cheers to Enzo Fernandez tears. But yeah, Enzo Fernandez is a very, very good option on FPL. I'm not gonna lie, but I think I just don't really know what's going on. So I like to stay away from players where it's like it's a bit up in arms kind of thing. But yeah, cheers to Enzo tears. Oliver Glasner is gone. Yeah, I know he's gone. So what? Who's it? What was that in terms of Crystal Palace versus Everton? You don't think that Everton is gonna um win? No, you don't think Crystal Palace are gonna do well against Everton? To be fair, I hear it. I think it's gonna be a scrappy game though. Definitely, I think it's most definitely gonna be a scrappy game. Again, like a little 2-1, maybe even 1-1, 2-2, something like that. Anyways. Can I make a team with Haaland, Isak, and Pedro? Yeah, I think I could, I would, but the only thing is that would, with the amount of those front three, you are definitely not having Bruno Fernandes in that team. Like, you is not. But we can try to do that. I can try to do that now. We'll get back to it. FPL code. Yes, I will send you the FPL code. Don't worry. I will remember and write down everyone who wants the FPL code and whatnot, or I'll put it in the comments. And Felix by MK. Or I'll put it in like the caption comment or something like that. I don't know. Wait, Bruno himself said to Captain Embuemo instead. When did he say that? No, don't hope you're still in the chat, Sky_MUFC. He said to Captain Embuemo instead. When did he say that? You're gonna have to give me the receipts because I will transfer him out immediately. What do you mean he said to Captain Embuemo instead? Is he rude? 12 million he is. How much is he? 12 million he is, and he's talking about captain someone else. Is he having a laugh? How much is the guy? Yeah, 12 million. Nah, mate, you better perform against Hull. If I spend 12 million on Bruno Fernandes, he better be. I want 3 assists. 3 assists. That's what I want. I wonder, who do you think is going to triple captain Fernandes this game? That's going to be crazy. Hi, Alfie Roberts, who says should have Ballard in defense. Yes, and I absolutely do. I just feel as though I need a Sunderland player there. I just feel as though it's a nice fixture for them. I feel like it's going to be like a real championship type game, that one, though. I think it's going to be scrappy. It's going to be good, but you need one of them there. Definitely. They will beat. Hi, Thomason says they will beat Hull. Yes, they absolutely will. They have to beat him. There's no way around it, honestly. Football debates. One says Fernandez didn't say that. Yeah, he didn't say that. So wait, who said it again? It was Sky MUFC who said Bruno said to Captain Embuemo. Someone said you're lying. Why are you lying on my stream, please? Don't be lying. Do not be lying on my stream. Thomason says Zolis is clear of Trossard and Martinelli. Oh, absolutely. It's clear as day already. And I've only probably watched maybe like 2 or 3 games of the guy. And I already love what I'm seeing. A lot of people online are comparing him to Alexis Sanchez. I don't see it yet, but let's see. But I think Zolis is his own player, man. Forget Alexis Sanchez. The guy went to United. No, don't nobody care about him talking about Alexis Sanchez in 2026. Please. We don't care. Please, can you make me a draft that includes Isak, Pedro, Haaland, and Bruno Fernandes? Yeah, I would, but and Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, but just know that the other rest of your midfielders and your defense are probably going to be very, very cheap. I'm talking, those are going to be your only premium players. So, yeah, it's down to you if you that's what you want. Like, if you only want 4 premium players in your squad and the rest are going to be dog, then we can go for that. Thomason says he likes Maresca top manager. I actually like Maresca too. I think he was actually perfect for Chelsea. Do you know what's crazy? I actually think he suits Chelsea more than he is going to suit City. I feel as though with City, obviously they've had Pep Guardiola as their manager, who's going to be extremely hard to replace. And it's like Pep Guardiola is just hearing it. So as a man, like, think of, and a lot of the players in Man City are, they're older guys kind of thing. And so you kind of can tell, even from the documentary, that they are in awe of Pep, that they really respect him and look up to him. I think that's going to be hard to kind of replicate for a new person that's coming into the dressing room, even though he was already previously in that dressing room. Like, we can have a whole conversation about that as well. But it's just going to be hard for them to kind of be in awe of Maresca straight away like they was with Pep. It's just going to be very, very hard to replicate. But I think with Enzo I think with Maresca at Chelsea, because a lot of the players that are also young, it would have been easy to kind of build that kind of, foundation where players start to look up to him in awe, and they kind of like idolize him in that sense. Like, it would be easier to do that at Chelsea. I would think so. But with City, it's like they've been managed by the best. So it's like when someone else is coming in, they're probably thinking, who is you? Who is you? Gyökeres is a fraud. I backed him. I defended him. My hands are tied. I will sell him. I want Osimhen, sorry, or Alvarez. I don't think we're selling Gyökeres, but I actually, do you know what it is? I would give Gyökeres another season. I do understand the fans' frustrations with Gyökeres. The only thing is that I think, what was it? He got 21 goals last season. I actually can't knock it. Like, the stats don't lie. 21 goals and you win the league. I'll take it. If you was given that and presented that at the start of the season last year, you would have taken that. Like, 21, he gets 21 goals in all comps and then we win the league. Sure. I mean, at least he's got some stats. There's other players that they're on like 1 goal, 2 goals, and you're just thinking, that's all you registered for the whole season, really? Then you want to be doing compilations and shit about how you're lit. And no shade, no shade. On FPL, maybe he did. Someone direct me to where Bruno Fernandes said this, because I need to see. Don't let me search up Twitter now, chow. Everton will beat Crystal Palace, going for 2-1 Everton. I'm not mad at that. I actually would agree with you. I think 2-1 Everton and Mateta or Sarr scores. That's what I would go for Crystal Palace anyways. For Everton, I wouldn't be mad at anyone if you had Ndiaye, because I think he will probably generate an attack and return that game as well. So he is definitely one to watch, or even one to include. So yeah, I'm not mad at that. Let's go on TikTok, because someone has asked me to review some of their what was it? Their fantasy team. I've actually not responded to them, but I thought, you know what? Let's see their draw. Okay, so someone has asked me on TikTok to review it. So here we go. So if you're not following me, make sure you follow me on all my socials. It's Kaiamara. So that's KAIAMARAH on Instagram. And then Kayamari on Twitter, and then Kayamara on TikTok with the number 2 at the end, because my old account got locked off. Is this Sharon? I don't think it is Sharon. No, it isn't. Okay. So someone asked me to review their fantasy team ahead of game week 1. So let's go for it. Is it Sharon? Let's see. No, I don't think it's Sharon. Well, that's a shame. I think TikTok is hating. Let me see if I can put this. Let's save the image or something. No, it won't work. Okay, so they've got Kinksky in goal. They've got Virgil, Van Dijk, Kirkes, Senesi In defense, this is a really good team. Then they got Palmer, Mbeumo, Saka, Morgan Gibbs-White, and Dai, Isak, and Pedro up front. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that is a team. That is a team. I am really liking this team. It's a big gamble in a sense where they don't have Bruno Fernandes or Haaland in that team. They've opted for Palmer, Mbeumo, Saka, Gibbs-White, Ndiaye, then Isak and Yao Pedro up top. What do you not think about Isak, putting in Isak in this team? Newcastle away. Do you think he's going to score against his old club? I'm just not really sure about Liverpool this season, you know. Oh, wait, that's why. I'm so stupid. So this is his team. So this team is not bad at all, innit? He's got Kingsley in goal, Virgil, Kirkez, Senesi. I love Senesi. I usually always have Senesi in my team, but that was when he was at Bournemouth. Now he's a Spurs player. I'm just thinking, can I trust you now? Can I really, really trust you? I'm not too sure. One thing about me, though, I don't include Palmer in my team. I have been burned by Palmer so many times that I have made a vow to just stay away from him unless I know for certain that this guy is going to perform. And I just cannot guarantee that right now. So I'm going to give him a couple game weeks to, I don't know, get fluid, get his legs all fluid, get it together and whatnot, and see, and then I will be judging Palmer. But for now, I cannot not put Palmer in my team off the bat. I just won't do it. And Mbeumo, good shout. I really like that. Morgan Gibbs-White is a very, very good shout as well. I would say that he is also a differential, and he is definitely one to watch. I've already spoken about Ndiaye. He is also a differential as well, and I wouldn't be mad at that. You know, I really, really like this team. Shout out to you. This is a really good team. Isak, Yao Pedro. I just don't know about Isak. Ugh. And you know what it is? I love Isak, right? More so when he was at Newcastle, if I'm being honest with you. You know, last season was a bit of a disaster, but of course he did get injured. And so I feel like me and Isak, I feel like I'm also going to give him like a few game weeks, maybe 2 game weeks, just to see how it is that he's doing before I fully commit. Will I regret that? I don't know. Let's see how much he is. If he's cheap, then I don't see why. How do I do transfers on? Let's take a look. Oh, na, 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 na. Where is he? He's 9 million. What do you guys think about Chris Wood as well? I think that's a really good differential, you know. Does he still start for Forest these days? Like, because I don't really know. But Isak, yeah, Newcastle away. So these are the first 3 fixtures for Isak. Newcastle away, Nottingham Forest at home, Ipswich away. I think maybe people will start moving him in. I think probably from game week 2. I think that would probably be what a lot of people will end up doing. I think with Newcastle away, it's just a bit like, whoa. I mean, he well and truly could score. Don't get me wrong. Newcastle are definitely not going to be the same Newcastle that they was. I mean, they got raided this summer. Absolutely raided. Tonali, Gordon, Bruno G. Like it was a lot. And I know other players probably tried to hand in a transfer request, but I know Newcastle owners just didn't have a bar over there. Just like, no, stop right here immediately, because it's a lot, it's too much going on. Is Ndiaye definitely staying at Everton? I actually don't know. We will have a look at transfers and stuff. We'll probably do that in another stream. But I do believe he stayed at Everton for the time being anyways. I don't really see why not at the moment, but yeah. Do you think we can retain the league? Do back to back is difficult. Do you know what it is? I actually think we're going to retain the league, but I think we're only going to really retain the league. I think one, because we are good defensively and we're hard to break. Like we've got a really, really strong wall at the back. But I think because a lot of other clubs are in transition, I think if we don't win the league, it will be purely because do these players have the strength to go again, like to muster up the strength to go another season and being on it week after week. You know, we're playing 2 games a week. Like it's crazy. 2 games a week. Sometimes the fixtures is coming thick and fast, and it's like, do they have the mental strength and the physical capacity to want to go again, especially because they've achieved it already? So it's like, will Arteta's words in the dressing room hit the same? Will they have that same fire and that fire in the belly, as Arteta would say? Will they still have that same fire in the belly to go again? Because when you've won it, you probably aren't as motivated. Like it's like, you know, you're probably motivated to make your first £10,000, and then once you made that first £10,000, you're probably less motivated to, you know, do something else because like, oh, I've achieved it, kind of thing. So that could also be the case with them, but I hope that they do have the strength to go again. They might be focusing on the Champions League even more. So if they also don't retain it, it's because they could also want to be focusing on Champions League game and put in all their efforts. A bit like PSG, right? They hardly play during the season. Like, what was it? Dembele was on the bench for like, I can't remember how many bloody games. And then they all just turn up and use their best players for the Champions League. That could possibly be the same thing for Arsenal. Bring me Liao. With Liao, I'm not too sure about him. Osimhen, I'm Nigerian and I'm biased, so I'm of course gonna be like, yes, get Victor Osimhen. But the only thing is he's not a left winger, right? So it still kind of leaves that left wing wahala, like left wing problem unresolved kind of thing. But to be honest, I think Zolis is actually going to do a really, really good job on the left. So I'm not really mad at that at all. Igor Jesus starts for Forest. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so in that case, stay away from Chris Wood. That's too old school, in it. You know, you can tell who was like old school FPL when they start listing like old school players like Chris. Well, he's not an old school player, but you know what I mean. Shout out, I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry. Love your energy. I love yours too. Thank you for commenting, and make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a comment, hype the video as well. Follow me on Instagram if you do like what you're seeing and everything. This is only the start. This is my first ever live stream, but baby, if you already follow me on Instagram, you already know how jumpy it gets. Like, we do this thing like we're here for the whole season. We're gonna be sipping wine. We're gonna be doing watch alongs. I'm doing a watch along to Arsenal's game tomorrow. Live match reactions, everything. What do you think about Down Man? Down, ooh, can't bloody. Maybe it's the wine. It's time to go. Word to Claude. What do you think about Dalman? Is this the breakthrough season? Baby, I think his breakthrough season was last year against Everton. That was the breakthrough. And that's why I'm like, Arteta, how the hell are you starting Noni Madueke over Dalman? The only reason why I would say I couldn't fully say it was his breakthrough season was just because he was doing his GCSEs. But now that's out the way, baby. Diamond, you gotta be here. You gotta be in the squad. I don't want to. And apparently he's not doing his A levels either. And I'm like, thank God. What's A levels gonna do for you, mate? You're a baller. Forget your A levels. What's so funny is, imagine telling that to a child, like, don't do A levels. But no, Max Dowman, I will really be telling him that, like, what are you doing your A levels for? To what? Read a bit of English literature? Like, come off it, mate. You've got, put on your boots. We got some games to play. Put on your boots. I'm not trying to do no bloody AQA paper out here. Isak will probably score against his old club. Do you know what? I'm not gonna knock that. If he does, kudos to him, innit? I'm gonna be slotting him in after that. Let me see how he does in the first game, and then I will make my judgment on Isak. Let's see how they. I don't actually think. Do you know what's mad? I actually thought Liverpool, yeah, we're gonna be real scary this season, but I don't actually think so anymore. I genuinely thought that was what I was gonna think. I think if they do add Barcola, then yeah, I'm shooketh. If they add Barcola, I'm not gonna lie, Barcola and Isak, that's just too much. That's greedy. That is greedy. So yeah, but let's see. But Liverpool beat Newcastle, going for 3-2 Liverpool. Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. Should we look at the stats of Newcastle and Liverpool? I think we should do that. That would be cool. Let's have a look. Of course, we'll have a look. Where are they? Oh, they've been playing on. It's a little Super Sunday. Oh, I've missed the Prem. We've got Super Sunday back. Man City, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Liverpool. Oh my God, we are spoiled for choice. Let's take a look at how Newcastle and Liverpool usually pair up. Oh, played 62. Bomba. Them man have played. So Liverpool won 38. Newcastle have won 11 times. So, oh gosh. Look at this. It is goals galore usually in this game. So, Thomason, you're probably right. Isak is probably going to get something because it seems to be goals galore. But then again, it's like, it's not the same Newcastle. There's no Gordon. There's no Bruno G. There's no Tonali. Like, there's no Eddie Howe. Are we forgetting? So, in fact, maybe it is right that to transfer in Isak. That is not even a bad shout because Newcastle are just in the mud right now. There is no Eddie Howe. 4-1, 3-2, 2-0, 3-3, 4-2. So stats are showing that this is goals galore. So maybe Isak is or Szoboszlai, maybe in the midfield. Maybe if you want some, how much is Szoboszlai? Shouldn't be too much. Let's see who scored before in these fixtures. Gordon, Verts, Kanate, Ekitike. Oh, I miss Ekitike. I'm not gonna lie. If Ekitike was fit, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I would be having him. I'll probably even double up. Ekitike x Isak x Barcola all in the same team, and then Liverpool becomes scary. But with Ekitike out for such a long time, I think that's a massive blow to Liverpool. I really do think so. Who else has scored? Oh, Bruno G. But he's gone now. Ekitike again. I would have been so going for Ekitike. So yeah, maybe Isak in this fixture is not a bad shout at all. I wouldn't be mad at that. Leao is bad business. He's not thinking about football anymore. No club wants him. Yeah, I agree. I think why is it that no club wants you? What is it that you're doing that no club wants you? Essentially, that's a red flag for me because it's like, why is no one busting their ass to sign you? And then we should sign you. Why? Like, I'm not really buying it at the moment. I think what I would personally do is I would move to Liverpool and I would be like, guys, we're hijacking Barcola. I'm so sorry. You lot thought you was gonna pay. You lot thought you was getting Barcola and then thought, oh, you're gonna pay 130. No, we're gonna hijack him from you and we're gonna pay 90 million max. That's what I want Arsenal and Arteta to do. Hijack Barcola and be done with it all. So yeah. But yeah, shout out to that person that said I should review their team. That team was absolutely good. I actually really like this, but I'm not a fan of Palmer. I could be eating my words here, and next week I could be like to you lot, guys, transfer in Palmer now. So It keeps I don't know what it is. TikTok is so ghetto. It keeps taking it off when I try to like share the TikTok screen. So that was someone asking me to review theirs. And then they've got another one. Who else said? Let's take a look at this team. So they've got Lemens, Gabriel, Van Dijk, Ballard as well, Zolis, Santos, Fernandez. I don't know how to say this name. Shade. Who knows? Thiago, Brian Robbie, yeah, Pedro. I'm not mad at that at all. I like this one. Yeah, seems like a few people are going for Zolis, you know. I'm not mad at that. I think that's a really good shout. I've got Robbie as well. I've also got Ballard. I've literally been talking about Gabriel. I think Van Dijk is a good shout as well. I think Liverpool do have a few good fixtures coming up. Should we check what their fixtures are saying? Yeah, they're Nottingham Forest away. At home after that, and then Ipswich away. So yeah, getting Virgil van Dijk is not a bad shout. The only thing is that Liverpool are very shaky defensively last season, and that pretty much worries me. And that's why I probably haven't invested in Liverpool assets when it comes to my defense. But yeah, you've got James and Senesi on the bench. That is crazy. Oh, you've also got Elliot Anderson. How did you afford all these people? But yeah, not a bad team. Don't think that's bad. And then someone's also asked me to, rate this one. They've got David Raya, of course, Golden Glove for the second season in a row, hoping to go for 3 seasons. I think Raya is the most expensive keeper, rightfully so. I think he's about 6 million. But I would be tempted to get him as well. Coventry at home is looking, Friday night, Emirates Stadium. I can see Raya making some. Well, in fact, will Raya even have anything to do? He's got Gabriel in. Lucky you, because he is expensive as hell. But I do want him. I do want Gabriel. I haven't made my mind up, but I definitely do want him. You've got Luke Shaw. I agree with that because I think you do need some Man United assets in your defense with their fixtures as well. Nico Williams, not mad at that as well. Oh, yeah, Nottingham Forest versus Leeds. I think that's a very techie game. Got Gibbs White as well, which I think is a good shout. Gibbs White's likely to provide an assist. Zolis and Buema got the Man United assets. Sunderland, I've been saying that. Thiago, Brentford. I'm not mad at that as well. It's going to be very interesting to see how Tottenham defend in the first few game weeks. They've really strengthened their defense. I'm not going to lie. They've got Robertson now, then Tonali boss in the midfield. They got Mateus Fernandez boss in the midfield too. Who else did they? Then obviously they got Senesi, one of my favorite defenders in the Premier League. They got him too. And you know what's mad? They got him on a free, and it's like, but Saliba's injury wasn't announced yet, and I can't help but think that had Saliba maybe announce his injury a bit earlier before Senesi signed for Tottenham, would Arsenal have gone for Senesi? Because I would have. I'm not going to lie. Senesi is cold and he generates attacking returns as well. So I'm not really mad at that. But it's going to be very interesting to see how Tottenham defend this seasons and whether Thiago can break that defense. And then of course he's got Yao Pedro. I feel like everyone's got Yao Pedro at the moment. Who doesn't? But yeah, I think Chelsea should have a really good game. So yes. I want to keep Nwaneri. He needs to fight Odegaard and Eze for the number 10. He's not a right winger. I would love to keep Nwaneri. You already know, if I'm sure you've been seeing on Instagram, that I have been screaming for the fact that Ethan Nwaneri needs to stay. I don't even want him on loan. It's that bad. I'd rather have him on loan than him going away permanently, but he's just Arsenal through and through. I just don't really seem to understand why they would have prioritized Madueke over Ethan Nwaneri. The only thing is that I've now been hearing rumors that, Nwaneri did tell Arsenal Football Club, that he preferred to play in the number 10. And of course, that's why he's now down the pecking order. Because obviously he's got Odegaard in front of him, he's got Eze in front of him and whatnot. So I heard that that's one of the reasons why. But I don't know. I feel as though he would have probably been happy to adapt, because if it means staying at Arsenal Football Club and all you have to do is just play on the right rather than playing in the 10, I feel as though Nwaneri would have, managed and been okay with that. I don't see why not. I really hope he doesn't go to a rival either. I just wouldn't really be happy with that. You really don't want another Gnabry situation where he goes to a different club and then he becomes a really, really great player, and everything that we knew that he was capable of becoming. So yeah, your good food, miss. Hope you support United. Thank you, Amazon store card F2Q. Thank you. But unfortunately, I am a gunner. Come on, you should know me. I am known as the Arsenal wine girl, the Arsenal princess. So yeah, I am a current Premier League champion, if I do say so myself. I am a current Premier League champion. But you, as a United fan, where do you think United are gonna, finish in the league this season? I actually think they're gonna finish in the top 4. I think the top 4 race, in fact, the top 6 race is gonna be very, very entertaining this season, and I honestly cannot wait. I'm Nigerian too. Oh, lovely. You going to Nigeria in December? I love I love going to Nigeria. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through all of the comments. I just want Martinelli to go. The guy is average. I want him to go as well. I honestly could not believe that he was, dictating where he wants to go and turning down which club and whatnot. I mean, fair play to him, because it's like you do want to obviously have, control over your career. But I think, Arsenal have really been nice and fair to players like Martinelli, players like Jesus. So him trying to dictate is like, boring. Like, what are you actually doing, kind of thing. But yeah, I want him to go too. But it will be sad to see him go. I'm not gonna lie. He's been with us since he was young as well. And everyone always reminisces on that 22-23 season. So it will be, sad to see him go, overall. But I do think that we do need to upgrade on him. Noni is just awful. Listen, you already know how I feel about Noni. Newcastle haven't beaten Liverpool at home since 2015. Yeah, do you know what? That's a really, really good stat. So yeah, like I said, if you do want to transfer in Isak, I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Or maybe even against Szoboszlai in the midfield. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. I'm gonna give Isak probably maybe 1 or 2 game weeks, and then, but it is you are tempting me. Y'all are tempting me. But we have been on stream for about 1 hour and 17 minutes. Woo, it has been a long stream talking FPL, talking about people's different team selections and whatnot. But yeah, I am looking forward to this FPL season. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be more competitive than it was last season. Last season was just so, I don't know why, but it just was. Tottenham fans saying they are going to win the league. Low, I have a chance of Kelly Rowland and Tottenham win. Tottenham are not winning the league, but they do have a really, really good team. I feel like they made some really good transfers. They spotted areas that they were weak in, like midfield. They used to get overrun in the midfield like crazy, and they bossed up with Tonali, Mateus Fernandez. They bossed up the defense, Senesi, Robertson, and stuff like that. So I think they're probably going to get the top 6, I would say. But I'm going to give my Premier League predictions. I'm going to drop that tomorrow. I'm also going to drop my FPL short form videos tomorrow as well. But yeah, guys, make sure you like and comment and subscribe, because we're going to be doing this every single week. We're going to be talking FPL. We're going to do FPL streams. We're going to do Arsenal reactions. We're going to do match watch alongs. We're going to do post match reactions, pre-match stuff, talking about lineups, any crazy dramas that's been happening and whatnot, because you do know the Premier League is filled with drama, and I cannot wait for the drama that is to come this season. I am really, really looking forward to it. I'm so happy that the World Cup is over and Premier League football is back, because this is when the real football is. Like, the drama is amazing. Nothing hits like the Premier League, and of course nothing hits like being the current reigning Premier League champions. But yeah, we're getting to 1 hour 20 minutes on stream. And so I think it's time to probably wrap this up. But thank you guys for joining me. I think I'm going to start streaming maybe about 45 minutes before every FPL deadline, so people can quickly like ask me questions as to whether they should transfer in this player, whether they should transfer out that player, or whether they should captain that person or that person, or sell this person, or should they do their bench boost and things like that. So probably before every FPL deadline weekly, I'll do like a live stream so people can give me like their live comments, recommendations, and things like that. And then of course we're going to do our Arsenal content as well, where we're going to be doing live watch alongs, reactions, post-match analysis, and all sorts. But thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is She Knows Ball's first ever live stream, aka Kai Amara, aka Mrs. Arsenal's Princess, aka Arsenal Wine Girl. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, hype the vid, because we're gonna be doing this all bomba season long. And then if there's a crazy transfer happening, then we're even gonna get into that as well. But yeah, it's been great talking FPL with you. FPL wine and chill. Make sure you join my Fantasy Premier League. Comment below if you want it. And make sure you follow me on Instagram as well. That's where I've got my most following, my most platforms. It's literally right there, Kai Amara. And yeah, follow me, guys. I will see you soon. Well, I'll see you tomorrow because I'll be streaming for the Arsenal versus Coventry game. But yeah, cheers. Bye.